Welcome to Absolute Legends. I am Football Friends, I am Pete, I am back. It is another weekly rotation from the 27th of January all the way through to the 2nd of February. January's already been done, so this is the last part of January, which I'm going to talk about. But it's always some mixed bag this week. I've been trying some new things. I had to try some old stuff. All mixed bag, but it's always a time for what I wore this week, starting out on Monday. Right, we start out on Monday in the 1980s, and this is an old school classic powerhouse. It's dirt cheap, it's got so many notes, it's absolutely ridiculous. This is from Ted Lapidus' Port On. This came out in 1987. This to me is kind of remnants of what you would get in the 1980s. It's that classic powerhouse with oak moss, lots and lots of notes like rose, it's got thyme, it's got basil, it's got tobacco, it's got sandalwood. It has got pretty much everything. Now, if you like things like Ralph Lauren Polo Green and that sort of style of fougere with the lots of pine and oak moss in it, you will love this one. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's got that nostalgic feel of the 1980s. Very much underrated. Performs absolutely monstrously well on my skin. This gives me 10 plus hours of my skin. They don't make him like this anymore. This was just an absolute monster. And for the price you're paying, is dirt cheap. If you're over 30, I think, and you like these older style fragrances, you'll absolutely enjoy this one. So from Monday, it's an absolute classic. This is Ted Lapidus, Port On. Right, we roll on into Tuesday, and this one came out last year, and this one for me kind of was, it was a reasonable release, but it wasn't like a massive release, if that makes sense. And it kind of did its own thing, but I will say this, it's a little bit light than I would like it to be. So if they did a puff-on version of this, it would be immense. From Viktor and Rolf, this is Spice Bomb Dark Leather. Now this for me is very nice. It's got tobacco, it's got that cinnamon, that DNA of Spice Bomb, but freshened up with some citric notes in it. Now I think the citric notes in here just freshened up a little too much. I think if they dulled down that a little bit and amped up the tobacco and the leather in here, this would be an absolute beautiful fragrance. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad fragrance by any stretch of the imagination. It's not. It's a really good one. But it's not like you would expect, like Spice Bomb would be a bit more predominant than this one is. That's just to my nose, and that's just how I feel about this. But it's still a fantastic fragrance. It lasts 8 to 9 hours off my skin. Great performer. And it's certainly a nice addition to the Spice Bomb line that people should try and find this one because it's really good. I think the only ones that people really don't like is the night vision ones, but even them I think are decent for especially spring and summer. This one is a nice one for the winter. This is Viktor and Rolf Spice Bomb Dark Leather. Right, this next one came out in 2020. This one is one of the older clones that came out in the time, and this for me does do a really good job of a Tom Ford fragrance. Now, give or take, you could take this in either way. It could be an ombre leather one, or you can do a Tuscan leather one. Because mine's starting to smell a bit more like Tuscan leather than it is ombre leather, because it's starting to like turn a little bit sweet. Maybe it's because it's made with a bottle, but this is Afnam Rare Carbon, and this is an absolute stunner. It's rich, it's sexy, it's got lots of notes. Obviously, it's got a little bit of tobacco in it, lots of leather notes in here. Even with some floral notes in here as well in the background. Does do a phenomenal job for the price. Now this one, last time I checked, was about 35 quid. If you don't want to buy ombre leather, I think it's more ombre leather than it is Tuscan leather, but mine is starting to get sweeter now, and I don't know whether that's, like I say, an Asian, because I've had it a good few years now. This smells amazing. It's perfect when it's a cold, dreary day. Now I have lost my cap because me and caps don't mix. Amazing one. It lasts 10 plus hours off my skin. So this is a great alternative, like I say, ombre leather, but like I say, my alternative to Tuscan leather. So if you want to smell like that and you don't want to pay like maybe 100 plus quid, try this one. This is a great alternative. This is Afnam Rare Carbon. Right, coming into Thursday, this one is a bit of a hidden gem, really. Not many people talk about this. I think the only person that I've heard recently in about last year or so is Max Forte. So shout out to Max. But this from the House of Cartier, this is Passion de Cartier Edition Noir Sport. This is one that came out in 2015. It's extremely fresh. It's got lots of bergamot leaf, sea notes in here, but it's also got some creamy, sexy sandalwood here, a little touch of cedar in here. Really well executed fragrance. Now, I don't know if you can see it, I've gone through probably about a quarter of a bottle in there. I don't know if you can see that very well. This is the sort of fragrance you want, where it's just, it may be quite a dreary day, but it's still got little peaks of sunshine. It comes through. This is where I like this one the most. And again, I'd probably more likely wear it in spring and in summer, which is where I find it's a lot better. But again, you vary what you want whenever you like. I found it was a bit of a warmer day, so I wanted to wear something a little bit different. And again, I don't like wearing heavy fragrances all the time because it just, I kind of get headaches from it. Whereas I have a few, like 2 days of heaviness, one fresh one, works amazing. A great little hidden gem. Again, try and find this one. The performance on this was 7 hours, so it's not beastly, but still a great little fragrance as it all. So this is Cartier, Pacha de Cartier Edition Noir Sport. Right, we roll on into Friday. This one is a very cheap fragrance, but it's an absolute juggernaut of the fact that it gives you 135 mils. Yeah, 135 mils. For about 30 quid, this one came out in 2019, and this is Dunhill Century. Now, this is not Century Blue. This is more neroli. It's got musk in here, a little touch of woods. Very clean, very, very much an office fragrance. It's clean, it smells amazing. Light musks in here as well. Absolutely a joy to wear whenever you want it. Again, it could be more for the spring and the summertime when you wear this. The bottle looks fantastic. Now, the performance in this isn't bad either. I get 6 to 7 hours off my skin, and then I have to reapply because maybe I sometimes go nose blind into this one because it's just almost like a fresh soak, so fresh scent. It's like you've come out of a shower into like some fresh flowers and stuff like that, and neroli in here. Smells really beautiful. Honestly, it's a great cheapy gem. So try and find this one from Dunhill. And if you don't like this one and you want even fresher, try and find Century Blue. But this one for me from Friday was amazing. This is Dunhill Century. Right, coming into yesterday, this one is a new release from 2025. I've just done my first impressions about a few videos back, so I'll put a link in the description box to it. This is one of Armani. This is Stronger With You Parfum. Now, I did say on initial first impressions, I gave it an 8 out of 10. I am actually sticking with that. This is the vanilla chestnut vibes. It's also got some clary sage and a little touch of freshness up top. Now, for me, there's one little issue with this. I think it's not as strong as something like Absolutely or Intensely. I'm just being 100% honest with you guys. It's not as strong. It smells great. It works amazing. It's still got that DNA that works phenomenally well. But I don't think it's as thick as it should be. Now, that may be just me and maybe to my nose, but I've done side by side with Intensely and Absolutely, and I do find this a little thinner than those two. So that's just something to bear in mind. I don't know whether Absolutely or Intensely is getting discontinued. There has been rumblings about that, but as of right now, I still see them available. This one would be a great alternative if they do go. It's still got that same DNA that works amazing. So this year, this is Armani Stronger With You Parfum. Right, which leads me to today. This one is an absolute classic. Now, this is again another hidden gem. Now, unfortunately, I do believe this has been discontinued. I don't think people really got behind this one enough. It's a big brand anyway, and this is from the world of Parfums Armani, came out in 2014. This is Bailey, I think. This one is a very sexy cardamom bombshell with lots of wood, cardamom. It's got a little bit of bergamot off the top, and there's some resins in here. This is a very thick, sexy fragrance. Really underappreciated. I don't think people really understood this one, but for me, it's an absolute perfect winter scent. When it's very cold or blustery outside, this cuts it through like absolutely no one's business. So if you have a bottle of this, cherish it. If you haven't got a bottle of this and you want a really good, sexy, aromatic fragrance, it kind of reminds me of a very stronger version of Nardui de l'Homme with that cardamom in here. It's more woody than that, and it smells phenomenal. So this from today is a great one. If you've got this one, hats off to you, but this is a great one from Parfums de Marly by Ali. Right, so we have another week in the books, and it's the end of January into February. We've got some more weeks to pick up from. But as always, let me know in the comments what you've been rocking in January and start of February, because I'd love to know. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. It's completely free and it doesn't charge you anything to subscribe. And let's get to 2,000 subscribers. I would love to give a massive giveaway. As always, I'm on TikTok and Instagram at Fun with Fragrances, and as always, you absolute legends smell amazing. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.